Okay, hello. Um, just a quickie. I haven't bothered really researching this, but there was just something about Charlie Kirk having his funeral thing in this State Farm Stadium. Okay, there's several other references to that we can look at with State Farm, especially the Pat Tillman reference back to the Hoover Dam. And this red zone reference, we could look at, all the stuff with the red symbolism right now. Um, Again, what feeds the Hoover Dam is the Colorado River, yeah, the color red river, okay, Colorado, color red. But yeah, there's a ton of red references in Back to the Future where we see the little bits and bobs where Marty's reborn every time. There's usually some kind of a red connection at those points, okay. Um, like when he arrives back in 1985, he jumps over the top of Red. That scene in 1955 where I show him being reborn, there's a reference to Red Thomas driving by with the election thing going on with that. And then, what am I thinking? What other spots are there for the rebirth? I can't really think if there's anything with the Back to the Future 2 part, if there's a direct red reference there. But when Marty's hung on the clock tower, there's a reference to the red eye there with Mad Dog says he broke a bottle of Kentucky Red Eye at that point. So there's a ton of red references. This is not really what the video is about. It's actually a reference to this idea of the stadium, having this event at the stadium here, and I got to thinking, this is on a Sunday, right? And actually, if it's a funeral, everybody should be, technically speaking, people dress in black for funerals, don't they? So this would actually be a black Sunday, okay? A black Sunday. Now, like I said, I haven't done any further looking at this because there's other things that might tie into this with the red zone here, and you think of like songs like Sunday, Bloody Sunday, U2, and how that ties into actual Bloody Sunday, and um, that this again, this might be a much larger decode than I've got time to do right now. I'm sure some of you guys will go and look at some of those number jumps with those ideas there, but this thing, right? This thing here, this stadium, right? This stadium reference. So what I'm thinking of is the funeral being everybody wearing black, in mourning, Black Sunday. So it immediately made me think of this film, Black Sunday. We've got the terrorist threat going on. It would be, I hate to say it, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it, if they did some kind of ritual. I definitely wouldn't go there for the funeral. It would be interesting if they did some kind of weird, um, even if it was just some kind of threat or turning the blooming lights off or something. Um, you know, at the funeral there. Who knows? But anyway, this is why I'm saying this, because of this tie-in with this idea, Black Sunday, and this thing, this blimp. I don't know. Maybe they'll have a blimp crash or something at it. Who knows? Maybe it'll probably be nothing. Anyway, thought I'd do this number jump here from the release of the film, okay, through to the funeral date, and lo and behold, it is something interesting. Yeah, 17706. We've seen the 177, the 1776 come up when we were talking about the stabbing that Charlie Kirk was talking about on the train, the Ukrainian girl that got stabbed, okay, with the magic roundabout reference, okay. Anyway, the film through to the thing, 1776, yeah, the shirt that Charlie Kirk at least the last two times I've seen him, on the run up, when he gets shot, he's got the Freedom shirt on, and the other shirt that we've seen him in was the We the People shirt. Yeah. Again, this is all just to do with becoming the free man. Yeah. And a couple of people have referenced now, the name Charles means free man. Okay. So again, Independence Day, the idea of independence. So this is kind of, it's kind of a little bit ominous as well, because you think about the Donald Trump Bane quote from Batman, The Dark Knight, or whatever the hell that film is, where the stadium, they blow up the stadium, but it is kind of interesting, isn't it? Giving the power back to the people. And if we are actually at that point of seeing some serious shit, are we going to continue to see huge, quite, Charlie Kirk, big event, maybe a couple more big events, maybe Madonna on the run up to something. I don't know. Probably nothing's going to happen, but it does make you wonder when you see stuff like this connecting in with, April, this jump, April the 1st through to his death there. Funeral. Yeah, just crazy. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Ay ay ay. I don't know what else to say. And again, with the Super Bowl reference and blooming I Pet Goat reference, with the Super Bowl thing. Oh, I don't know. Okay, thanks for watching. Yeah, catch you on another one soon. Cheers. Right, bye.